Shishir Chaturvedi, Chairman of Association of Entrepreneurs, welcome you all to today's 111th AOE meet of 18th December 2021. This month, we had a very important member's birthday. So we would like to wish a very good birthday and a great year ahead to AOE Raj Mutrej. You have been on our calendars, on our desk all through the month, and we have been thinking of you. We have a great presentation from Mr. Sudarshan on multi-dimensional brand building. I think he's going to reveal some very interesting things about brand building. And we have a 5-minute wisdom session from our past chairman, Mr. Naveen Sardana, about AOE. AOE was formed by like-minded entrepreneurs. Our main reason of forming this association was that we used to meet, many of us used to meet at different forums. The common thing was that we all like meeting each other. And so one day we sat down and decided to set up a organization where we would meet at least once a month. And the main objective being that would be to build, allow to build relationship between good members and to share wisdom and knowledge. These are some of our principal objectives. More are mentioned on our website. Entrepreneurship being a lonely journey is a fact all entrepreneurs know. So at this forum, we have actually seen great relationship building and great learnings, not only from guest speakers, but also from our fellow members. We were registered as a non-profit society. We have been meeting every month since August 2012. Before Corona, we used to meet at India Habitat Center. Now, last almost 2 years, we have been meeting on Zoom, and this is one of our only second effort in having a hybrid meeting because things are opening up. There is still news about not many good things in Corona, Omicron, and everything happening, but we are hoping that things will probably remain same and stabilize. And next year, 2022, will be probably even better. And we will be able to organize more such events where we will be able to interact. AOE's foundation stones were laid by our founder chairman, Mr. V. Sagar, and our past chairman, Mr. Naveen Sardana. The current managing team consists of me and Mr. Naresh Vij as vice chairman, Mr. Pradeep Singh, the general secretary, Mr. Vikas Rajput, treasurer, Mr. Abhineet Seth, secretary, Mr. Tejinder Singh Bedi helps all of us in all our functions, being the executive administration, and our past two chairmen also are part of our core committee. Our members list is there on our website, aoeindia.in, a website which has been developed by one of our fellow AOENs, who has now actually made this website very interactive and very interesting. All our past meeting, YouTube links and everything are also available on the website. We are there on YouTube. On YouTube, Association of Entrepreneurs India is the word. If you put the first name that you get is ours on YouTube. We are there on Facebook. And the last 1 year, despite all the hardship that we saw from COVID-related issues, we saw a great effort within AOE. That was the mentoring group formation, who have already kind of given guidance to a few mentees, and some of them, they have given excellent feedback. This is a one step which we all look forward to very eagerly, even in the years to come. Today's agenda will be introduction of member and guests. We will have one-to-one session update. If any of us had a one-to-one session, we'll have guest speaker session, AOE mentoring update, a 5-minute wisdom session, and the internal speaker is not available, so we'll probably use that time for something interesting, and then we move on to treasurer report and closing remarks. Can I request Mr. Pradeep to kindly introduce himself?
Hello, my name is Pradeep Anand. I run an online platform for Indian karaoke, which is the largest platform in the world. Thank you.
Mr. Abhishek Jain, please.
Thank you, friends. So, myself, Abhishek Jain, based in Noida. So my company is Webby, and we actually do accounting and fulfillment automation. So we help e-commerce companies scale by providing them solutions around accounting and fulfillment, primarily for US and European customers for accounting and e-commerce automation. So that's what we do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jain. Can I request Mr. Naresh Vish, please?
Good evening, everyone. Thanks, Shishir. I'm Naresh Vidh, as Shishir has just mentioned to you. I'm founder of Kaveri Consultants. We are a women-centric company which has a tagline for women, by women with love. We empower women in our boutique manufacturing process of manufacturing fashion garments for startup designers in US and Europe. It's practically, their products being made in India. Thank you and have a good evening.
Thank you, Naresh. Mr. Baljeet, please.
Hello, I am Baljeet Singh Bedi. I am a founder member of AOE. Presently, I am General Secretary here. I am a chartered accountant by profession. We are 3 partners in our firm called Baljeet Bedi and Company. And we do audits, we do taxation, we do business proposals, and all sort of advisory which is done by a chartered accountant. Thank you.
Thank you, Baljeet. Tejinder, please.
I am Tejinder Singh Bedi, working as executive administration in AOE and also doing freelancing. Thank you.
Mr. Abhinit.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Abhinit Seth. I run Abode Crafts. We are a one-stop construction and interiors design to build company. We also run another company we are trying to build, which is Oasis Farms, where we are trying to cover with authentic indigenous organic products.
Thank you, Mr. Vikas.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vikas Rajput. I head a software company specializing in healthcare. We work with government departments, health departments, international NGOs, as well as pharmaceutical companies.
That leaves me here in the forum among those who are here. My name is Shishir. I'm founder member and current chairman of AOE. My business is in the wonderful world of essential oils. I sell essential oils now in B2C directly to customers. Essential oils are extracts from plants and flowers carrying their essence and have a beautiful aroma and also have a lot of benefits for body, mind, and soul. My brand name is Meraki.
I would like Mr. Vikas to take over our next session of one-to-one between members.
Thank you, Shishir. As entrepreneurs, we all realize how critical one-to-one interactions are for the purpose of building trust. And at AOE, we firmly believe that trust should be built, relationship be nurtured, and business will automatically follow. As a ritual, we shall focus even more to enable one-to-ones amongst all our fellow members. And other than introducing ourselves, we shall also be introduced by a fellow member at times. Would request each AOEN to take up the initiative to present a fellow AOEN. This month, I had the opportunity of doing a one-to-one with Neeraj Chauhan. And I had planned another one-to-one, which is going to be over Sunday with another fellow member. I request other members also to please inform us if they have done any one-to-one in the group.
I had a one-to-one with Mr. Abhishek Jain, and it was a very interesting session. We couldn't complete it, but probably we did a part A. So in part B, whatever we learned, we'll share again. But as of now, I'm extremely impressed with Abhishek Jain. I mean, not only we are aware when he joined us, and at that time he fought with COVID-related complications for quite a long time. What I found very interesting about him was that he comes from a business family from Western UP, a family which deals in products like oils, petrol stations, and steel business. And from that kind of family, he went into engineering. Even though his engineering is not about software, he developed such a passion about software. He self-learned because he's an electronics engineer, if I'm not wrong, right, Abhishek? And he developed passion for software, learned software on our own, and now software is his principal business.
Tell us anything about your experience interacting with Shishir.
Yeah, so I mean, my experience with Shishir was, at the moment, looks like I'm the youngest in this group. So I have a lot of things to learn from you all guys. I mean, with the experience you all have, and Shishir was actually kind enough to interact with me and let me introduce myself first. So which actually we're not able to complete his interacting. I'm able to like having a second part in which I will learn more about Shishir and then be able to speak about him in the next session. So, but really impressed with the kind of experience Shishir has and with, anyone. So, yeah. So thanks for your time, Shishir.
Can we come to the guest speaker session now? Next, can I request you, Vikas, to please introduce our guest speaker of today?
Yes, our guest speaker for today is Mr. Sudarshan Ramakrishna Cheklo, Director Branding, Whitespace Consulting and Capability Building. Sudarshan has worked with MNCs, corporate startups and entrepreneurs and business owners, empowering them through implementing the artistic approach to brand building, achieving the action validated by results driven with thought. Backed by close to 30 years of experience in brand building, which includes 20+ years as an entrepreneur, Sudarshan has identified core issues that affect and impact the brand success and weave them together in his latest initiative, Brand Trigger, Find the Real Perspective. Sudarshan's creative intellect finds its roots in the multiple hats he adorns as a graphic designer, a branding coach, a professional musician, a composer, poetry writer, song story poetry writer, a painter, a motivational speaker, a counselor, a consultant in behavioral issues concerning strong dogs, a past visiting faculty in one of the premier architecture institute in India, and now also as an anchor host of 2 amazing programs on Z Cafe HD and Total TV. So over to you, Sudarshan, for your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vikas, and thank you so much to the entire group for giving this opportunity to have a talk with you regarding multi-dimensional brand building. Thanks so much, Shishir, for the call as well. I come with this experience in brand building, and to give you a brief about how I started off. Like everybody learns from one or the other institute, I also did that. And I'm a product of Shankar's International Academy of Art and Book Illustrations and Directorate of Education, Rajasthan. That's where I did my education from. And the entire knowledge or everything happened when I went to a gentleman called M.R. Ranjan, who is my teacher still, and I still call myself an apprentice to him because he's one of the leading contemporary masters of art in Indian art, right? So my teacher is now close to 74, and I'll be seeing him again tomorrow. So that is where the entire, essence of how we conduct ourselves, what art is, everything came from there. I, having worked with so many multinational companies, and also domestic companies, large, small, all sizes, I found something that, brand building is a very cheeky kind of an exercise for a lot of entrepreneurs. What happens is that the expense of brand building is so much that most people end up, working with designers and who are good at creating, graphic designs and all that. But brand building is something entirely different. Hota kya, they get into advertising, and I don't think advertising is important. Brand building is important. And to help those entrepreneurs, what I did that I actually putting all my experience into place, having worked with all these companies across the globe, with whomsoever I worked, for over 25 years, close to 25 years as a consultant. Like I launched Revital, Pepfairs and all, Volini for Ranbaxy in international markets for Africa. And we took the desk from 12 million USD to 120 million USD in about 7 to 8 years. So handling almost 80% of the product portfolio, working with a lot of pharma companies and Indian companies also, which are into hair care products and all. So healthcare somehow happened to me during this entire journey, apart from the others also. Like which is slowly coming, and it is right now expanding at a very fast pace. So the entire for that. So what I found that it's a very difficult proposition, because what happens is that the process is very expensive. So I took that entire knowledge of 20-25 years that I've had with the industry, because I sat with MDs, CEOs and CFOs and CMOs, and that's where we made all these strategies. I brought that actual working strategies of the market, what happens in the market, combined them into a course called Brand Trigger, and I launched my initiative to help entrepreneurs across India. And also brand marketeers who want to hit the next level, because everybody can't go to an MBA college. It is very, very, very expensive. So this is the course to help reach the next level, whether you're in an agency, whether you are a brand owner, because what happens is that when you talk to a consultant or to an agency, the potential of your brand and the clarity of your brand and the customer profiling and the market has to be, has to be next level. If you are as clear about it, you will be able to give a brief. That is where the marriage happens. Then the agencies can just come up with a design because you know where you want to position your brand. So that's the reason why this platform brandtrigger.com was made, where we say we help you find the real perspective. So, I'm also a part of Whitespace Consulting. So it is among the top 10 healthcare management consulting firms in India, working with brands internationally as well, companies internationally as well. So, very like you name pharma companies like Fresenius Kabi, like Ranbaxy, like Cipla, like Glenmark, they all get their consulting done from Whitespace. So I'm the director of branding over there because there we give entire end-to-end solutions, strategy, branding, training, and leadership and excellence. That entire format follows. So I hold a vertical of branding over there. So we'll discuss about, multi-dimensional brand building. And I say we pull the trigger to that because what we imagine for our brands is what we get when we enter the market. Right. So let's start first by defining the term brandology. I call it brandology because I think it's a science in itself. And it is a science where you live in an environment, you live and prosper and grow. That is where you learn everything, right? That is the greatest gift to you. Just give me a moment, please. Just give me a moment. Right. So I call that brandology. What is brandology? It is, building a brand is akin to implanting a psyche. It is something that rests within the subconscious of your customer. They already know it. And sometimes when you introduce something new into their system of understanding, right, you have to be consistent with that, and it slowly becomes something like a muscle memory, and you can actually predict how they are going to react. And building a psyche, this entire brandology involves experiencing senses, people, cultures, the traditions, the past, the present, the future. This is where your entire brand story, your customer profile, your positioning, your value propositions, your USP discriminators, your roadmap to success, everything lies in just these things. That is senses, people, culture, tradition, past, present, future. So we are not talking here about the regular language that people might be using for brandology. This is actually, now there are a lot of things like people say the 5 P's of marketing or 7 M's of marketing and these kind of things. I think everything comes down to just 1 P. It is only people. How well can you understand them? How well you know them? How well you know they will react to you? How well you know they will respond? We all are wise enough to know that part. Everything rests with people. So what I say is that when I say a brand prospers in an environment, what I mean to say is that a brand custodian, that is you, who has your own brand, all you need to do is look around and be a porous material. Like you have sponge, when you immerse it in water and you bring it out, you have that water coming, flowing from the pores of the sponge, So every brand owner is something like that who can seep in as much as possible. I'll give you a very good example. It just happened yesterday. I was going for a shoot, and the person sitting with me, we were discussing, and I was asking him, why don't you come and play? You should also do some sports, khelna chahiye, cricket, and all that. And he's a 35 to 36-year-old business owner. And he said, "Ka sir, ऐसा कहा होता है 35 की उम्र है 65 का शरीर है. Now he said 35 की उम्र और 65 का शरीर. It doesn't mean that 65-year-olds are not amazing. They're very good. But physically we do become restrained when we grow old. You know. Now that thing when I heard, it turned out to be so amazing that I've discussed it with the client and they want to make it, build a campaign around that. So the person whom I was talking to was a travel agent. We were having a normal discussion. And this is what I was telling Shishir also about it. I've given an example that happened just yesterday. And this is how it turned out, you know, like how a person said such a simple thing, and it could actually turn out to become a wonderful story if there is actually a wonderful dietitian or a weight loss or an organic product where you want to say you are 35 but you're looking 65, or you are 65 you can become 35 in action. So that becomes a desire, an aspiration, and want, a life, a dream for your customer, because they want to be like us. That is what would attract. So sensing people, you know, through your through their cultures, traditions, everything put together, it makes a lot of difference. Now, many people come up with this question always when we have done these sessions in the past, that okay, we understand sensibility, we understand people, we understand culture, how we can note, we can understand, we can, you know, work on prediction, we can find out the cost of a product, on how their reactions or how their experience and what the present gives to them. But how do we say what is future thinking? What is future memory in them? So now I always give this example, like, you know, we all, I'm sure, I do not know whether AJ, if you have seen or not, but I'm sure Shishir here and other people, we all have seen the serial called Star Trek that used to come in the 70s, 80s, where William Shatner, you know, he played the role of Captain Kirk. He would flip out the phone and he would say, you know, Scotty, beam me up, and he would speak to Mr. Spock or, you know, or the doctor, you know, Bones. Now that flip of the action in 1980s was actually a mobile phone, which was like a fiction over there, but it is now something that is a reality. When we look at movies, they are the best example. They are the best example where we see what possibilities of the future are. It is called future thinking. It is called future memory. So branding is also based on these principles. One only has to look at it that, because see, if this part didn't exist, you would not have newer versions of softwares coming up. You wouldn't have AI in its where it is today, the role that it is playing. You wouldn't have had Tesla come out with that that automatic car where you don't need a driver to drive it down. These were all imaginations 30, 40 years ago. Somebody imagined a flight and he created an airplane. That is what it is. So that possibility has to be addressed with our branding also, because then we will be 10 years ahead. Branding is always something, an exercise that is done for 10 years ahead, because by the time your brand becomes consistent, your messaging becomes consistent and your customer base grows, 4 or 5 years have gone. So won't it mean that it has become too conventional or it has become stale? So always, whenever we give something out in terms of our branding, it has to be futuristic in its message or in its thought, or, you know, as an intention or as a purpose behind it, right? Now, what is psyche? Psyche is basically the human soul, mind or spirit, and it's a long history of usage in psychology and philosophy. It dates back to ancient times and represents one of the fundamental concepts for understanding human nature from a scientific point of view. That is what a psyche is. Now, because when you look at someone, I always tell this when I meet my clients, give me a description of your customer. Suppose your customer is walking into your showroom or into your office or into your retail outlet or into your financial institution. Describe that customer to me. What do you think is your customer's age? Let's start. What would be the most importantly, from which gender would he belong? Would he be a male? Would he be a female? Would that person be a male or would that person be a female? All right, if it's a male, what is the kind of dress that person is wearing? Does that person use a ball pen, or is he using a felt pen, or is he using an ink pen, or does he write with pencil? Believe me, all these 4 or 5 things are very different and they speak very different about people. बहुत अलग होता है. A person using an ink pen thinks very differently from a person using a ball pen, you know, or a person using a pencil. Now, when you look at, हम लोग कहते हैं कि artist है, so definitely, lambe baal honge and all these kind of things are there. There are attached profiles to it. So much of research has already been done. What is the kind of clothing the person is wearing? The car the person is driving, the shoes the person, the leather on him, shoes, belts. All right. Customer is not someone like, you know, if your product is say 1,000 rupees and you have 100 people sitting in a room, everybody can afford your product, but maybe from that 100, only 5 people or 10 people or 3 people are your brand ambassadors. Because other people who have money, they will buy, they might buy something else when they have more money, or buy something else when they don't have that kind of money. But these sort of people will make that a point, this is what we want. And that is your true brand ambassador. So always you need to identify. Customer is always at a hand's reach, where you can put a hand on the customer's shoulder and say, hey, I'm here with you, I'm here for you. That is what customer profiling is all about, right? So when you delve into the psyche of a person, you get that entirety. It takes that kind of a research. So that's why I say, look around, you meet 10 people, 100 people in a day. You figure out who could be your customer and you start writing about that and noting about that. As a brand custodian, you should know first, because when people say, you know, in corporates also, if you look at Tata, Birlas or Ambani's or anybody, you know, the vision comes from the visionary. It is Tata's vision, it is Ambani's vision, it is not a collective leadership's vision. It can never ever be that way. It flows down from one person, and that defines the entire culture of your own company as well. That becomes your internal brand. What is that one thing that you want to drive down? And that is what turns into campaigns. That is what turns into positionings. And you hunt for that person who thinks alike the way you do. Or when that person knows that there is somebody who thinks like that, they will automatically come to you. Now, I'll give you another example straight down from history. We all know that the Wright brothers made the first aircraft, right? The flying airplane. They created it. They are the inventors of it. But I'll tell you, there was another person during that time. He was assigned by the US government. He was given $100,000 those many years ago during that time to come up with something what Wright brothers are doing. Now, why don't we listen to the name of that person? Why don't we know that person? It's on my tongue. I'm slipping the name. Otherwise, I would have named. But why do you think that name has never reached you? Only Wright brothers reached you. The reason behind that is intention. Wright brothers, their intention behind creating an aircraft was how well people will start connecting to each other in this world. And it will open up so many different horizons where man will interact with man from another part of the world. You know, that was the thing. People will build bonds. People will fly across continents. So much of discoveries will be done. That is what they were thinking. What this person thought was, I will be the first person to do it, so I have to do it. I'll earn my name in history. See, the purpose was the product or the mission was same, but the intentions were world apart. You know, world apart. There's one person, there's this Wright brothers who thinks for humanity, that humanity will get closer, you know, that there would be a knowledge flow, there would be a culture that people would look into. We would know that we are not alone, there is someone else we would get in touch with. The other person was thinking, I will become the first person in history to have done that, and I'll have my name written down in history. And today that person's name is not there in history, right? So what I mean to say is that when we think of our branding, intention is a very important part, because when you look at people, you can figure out what the intention is. And when you are the person, the first brand custodian, your intention is what will reflect in your entire brand story. And those people who identify with your intention, they'll automatically come to you. All you need to do is take that intention and put it into the market. They will come like a flock of bees attracted to a drop of honey over time. You need to keep the honey constantly at that place always. This is how it happens. So, psyche is actually the totality of the human mind, conscious and unconscious mind, right? Because we behave a lot due to our unconscious mind, our reactions, our responses, our behavior, and our living system, our understanding, our interpretations, how we reciprocate. A lot comes from the unconscious because they're seated inside, right? So when we look at it, behavior is basically habits, etiquette of people, community, and target. Thought is actually the process and understanding of environment and community. Reasons are influence and logic behind various issues and subjects. When we talk of reasons, reasons, that is influence behind the branding. Action is basically the conduct and reaction to events and instances, how people behave in these circumstances. Now, when we look at it, we have behavior, thought, reasons, action. And that is why I say action, reason, and thought. ART, the art of branding, the artistic way of branding, where action is justified by the reasons, which is influenced, which is based on a thought that has been seeded. That is how branding works. You can do a reverse mechanism of everything, when something is out, where the thought process would have started and how it reached over here. You need to put a tracing, which we call, tracing it, dissecting it. It will help you understand better. It will help you communicate better to your people. So what does the psyche lead to? The psyche leads us to experience, because psyche is a composite. It is the end result of all that we have seen. And experience, how does one build experience? Again, we come back to that cycle through senses, people, culture, tradition, past, present, and future. Now, a brand, enhances experience, because when a brand goes in front of your customer, it triggers something inside the person in terms from its memory. All that matter is stored there. And when that trigger is to its optimum or maximum, they get drawn to your brand. That is what brand building is. Experience is stored as memory. And this brings us to the most fascinating question, which is, what is a brand? So a brand is basically a memory. And branding or brand building is the process of creating a memory. You implant it, you water it every day, you take that information every day, you tell it creatively different ways. That is why creativity came. Oh, the person is very creative, because the same thing, the person can communicate in 10 different ways. Those ways are way different. But the end result is always the same. The reference points is always the same. And that is your positioning. That's how people start getting attracted to you. So this is what exactly brand building is all about. Multi-dimensional brand building ka matlab hai that when we talk about, brand is created memory and a direct result of branding. Like Mr. Shishir, you have an cold-pressed oils company. The first instance that a person comes in touch with your brand, when the customer first come in touch with your brand, the sense of sound. Sound is the first interaction with your customer. The sound of your brand name. What does it sound like? That is a very important thing. People react to sounds. Sound is a psychology that is stored inside a person. है कि नहीं? हमें म्यूजिक अच्छा लगता है, हमें आवाज सुनाई देती है, हमें ध्वनियां सुनाई देती है. अब suppose there is I tell that, okay, there's a wonderful pub out there, let's go there, it's called Rocket Queen. What does it sound to you? What image do you make with the sound? You make some image. Now, when I say the pub is called Rocket Queen, or I say the pub is called Paradise City, you say, oh man, चल के देखते हैं. What a name, maybe. या आपके सामने एक पिक्चर बनती है with that name. The sound, you don't know anything else about it, right? That is your first instance with a brand, right? Now, next instance उसके बाद है, the second interaction with your brand is when the person sees your brand name, sees your brand somewhere. They see a creative, they see a logo, they see a packaging in the shelf. They look at it. आप जब जाते हो, how do you react when you go to a shop where you are seeing products displayed in packaging or product displayed as brand names? You pick up the one That is, you look at the one that is so smooth, so aligned, looking so different, so amazing as per your taste, right? Everything is fine. सब कुछ सही है, लेकिन जो आपको पसंद है आप वो देखते हैं, right? The second is sight. So your logo, there comes the idea of design. There comes a strategy of design that if something is sounding like that, how will you design it? You know, when you put a visual to it. The most abstract experience is sound. The second abstract experience is sight, when you look at it. The third is touch. When you pick up the brand, the packaging in your hand, that is your third experience. Now, when I say this, when you go to the market, when you pick up Chanel No. 5 का bottle और so many brands इनकी packaging है, आप डब्बा देख के आपको पता नहीं लगता यार दूसरा डब्बा देना मेरे को. Has it ever happened to you or not? You must have gone to an electricity shop, you've gone to a kirana store and the box is destroyed. But the product is inside the box, inside a wrapper, totally sealed. It can never be affected by whatever happens outside, but you still change the box. Don't you? आप बदलते हो ना वो चीज, आप कहते हैं कि नहीं यार अच्छा वाला डब्बा दे, या धूल लगी उसको झाड़ के मेरे को दूसरा से तो ज्यादा फ्रेश नजर आ रहा है. Why? Because when you touch it, it communicates to your tactile sense. Tactile sense is the third stage where you come across to a brand and you understand what is the standard of the brand. वहां पे it makes a huge amount of difference. The fourth is when you open it, the aroma. What is the kind of aroma that is going? When you look at food, जब खाने की खुशबू आती है, don't you feel drawn? Doesn't your body react? Your senses, they react. We all are, you know, a human being is made up of 3 trillion cells. And science proves that every cell is a living being. So you and I and everybody are actually individual communities. And each cell corresponds to the other in the same way. You're so strong in your own nature. You're so strongly seated within yourself, your entire persona, that you would react in a certain way only. And that becomes your memory, you know, and that's what brings it alive. उसी से बाहर निकलता है सब. Why the whole world, the experts around the world, data, everything suggests that branding is almost 80% emotion and 20% rational. Why? Because human being is a mechanism of emotion. Emotions sell more than rational. Because when you go to a place, आपको कोई चीज अच्छी लगती है, आपको पसंद आई है बहुत अच्छा, you know, you will buy that because you have a strong emotion attached to it. आपका desire, आपका मन है वो रखना. Your rational might say, यार एक बार try करूंगा, दूसरी बार बाद में देखेंगे. Right? But you will definitely do that. The first thing is that you say, when people come and meet you, your vendors come and meet you, or your customer also comes, they go with emotion. Why do they say people buy people first before they buy their brand, services, or products? Why do you train your sales team that what is customer communication? Because that will build an emotion कि कैसे बात करनी है customer से. Once your team member owns the customer will own your brand. As simple as that. 80% is emotion, almost, and 20% is rational. That customer बाद में सोचेगा जितना भी होगा कि they come back and they say कि sir crack नहीं हो रहा. I'm not able to crack this. He's not going to buy or she's not going to buy. You know, then you need someone else to interfere, or you'll say, okay, let's wait and see. Because that 20% rational stood very strong in front of the emotion at times. But basically it is that. So the fourth is the order of it, right? You would not walk, when you go, I'll give you real life experiences. When you walk into a stationery store, right? The smell of fresh paper. Isn't it amazing to have that smell? When you walk into a perfume store, or when you walk into a clothes store, or when you go to, you know, go to Old Delhi, you know, when you go to Old Delhi or masale wali market mein jate, that smell of fresh masalas, it speaks something, you know. Stories are born that way. Now, I'll give you an example. You all have seen that ad of Bagh Bakri Chai, where it says, Rishton mein garmahat laye. Says that the husband is busy doing his video production work, wife leaves him and goes away, You know, she says that now I don't, he comes home, he opens the camera and he sees the wife is telling that now I cannot live with you because you don't have any time for me, right? And वो सारी कहानी बोलते बोलते she says, और मैंने तुम्हारी चाय वही रखी है जहाँ हमेशा रखती हूँ, तुम पी लेना, तुम मुझे पता है तुम्हें आदत है बहुत चाय पीने की, तुम चाय को मुझसे ज्यादा पसंद करते हो, something like that. The guy is very emotional. He says that यार ये क्या हो गया? Then he goes and they show, see, the taste and the smell of tea इतना बढ़िया निकल कर आया उस set में अंदर, and believe me, they do not have their own production. They are an aggregator. Bagh Bakri is an aggregator. He buys teas from different places, puts it in a packaging and then sells it. Doesn't grow his own tea. And look at the kind of brand they have made just with one story playing with emotion. And figuring out Rishton mein garmahat kaise lekar aani hai. You know what you say. That is what they talk about. We went through this slide. If brand is a memory, then branding is the process of creating a memory. Right? And then this slide. Can you see the 4 questions?
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you want to say? Then to whom do you want to say? Customer profile. Whom do you want to say? How do you describe that person? So these 4 questions form the essence spirit of brand building. सारे जवाब इन्हीं 4 सवालों में छुपे हुए हैं brand building के. There is absolutely nothing else. See, when it comes to a company, there are 3 things that a company must answer. What do you do? If you want, you can write down, please. What do you do? What is the company doing? How does it do all that it is doing? Now, what you are doing, every company in the world can say, what am I doing? I am doing brand building. I'm a brand building consultant. How are you doing it? Well, I hunt for my clients. I meet clients and I go to networking forums. I'm doing it through word of mouth, and this is my process. This is my company. This is my team size. This is what we are doing, right? This is how we are doing it. Why are you doing it? Not even 1% of the companies in the world have that answer. And the companies that have the answer to that why, remember the Wright brothers wala why. Those companies become brands that create an impact socially, morally, at a personal level, at a community level, at an international level, at a humane level, at every level. That is what is the why? Why are you doing it? Like when people ask me, why did you build Brand Trigger? I said, I have seen people, because see, I have my own experiences over there. It comes up from what I'm thinking. In my entire career as an entrepreneur, मेरे पास से करीब 50 से 100 लोग मेरे ऑफिस में रह के जा चुके हैं. Believe me, I say it with such pride. Only twice I have taken people who have studied from art college. उसके अलावा जितने भी आए हैं, they are all those, मुझे कंप्यूटर करना आता है, मैं कंप्यूटर करना चाहता हूं आगे, या मुझे इस काम में जाना है. And believe me, there was a guy who came to my office. He said कि मैंने कहा क्या करो? He was from Bihar. Sir, फ्लैश आता है. मैंने कहा अच्छा, और थोड़ा कोरल करते हैं. मैंने कहा अच्छा, बैठो सिस्टम पे. Then I gave him an exercise. That poor fellow was looking for the letter A on the keyboard for 10 minutes. कि है कहाँ पे A? The thing that came to my mind was, यार इसको मैं अगर नौकरी नहीं दूंगा ना, इसको कहीं भी नौकरी नहीं मिलने वाली. ये किसी एजेंसी में क्या, किसी स्टूडियो में भी नहीं जा सकता. I took him. We trained him. Today he's earning 6 figures. He knows everything. Everybody has earned 6 figures because when these computer operators came, I used to tell them, do you think you will be able to earn 1 lakh rupees as salary 10 years down the line? Nobody will pay you that because AI will reach such a level कि filmmaking will become so easy. Graphic design तो छोड़ ही दो, इतना सस्ता हो जाएगा. You will not be required. क्या करें? मैंने कहा learn designing, learn strategy, learn thinking, design thinking, and I trained them. All of them have their own agencies now. Most of these people. See, that is what is important. Now, my purpose was to make Brand Trigger. What I made was to help these people and to help entrepreneurs who should have a differentiating factor in the market. You know, they want to differentiate, but why does it cost so much of money? When brand building can be done in this way, you yourself can discover your own brand's potential at a level that you have not even imagined. So my idea was that I'll help them out and they'll be able to do it. वो अपने आप करेंगे फिर आगे जाके. So that is the change driver that I want to build, right? Kulchas is the brand. which is like I told you, one of our, these are putting a case study. Branding के अंदर और क्या होता है? See, it's not that a person only markets what is available. You have to sometimes create things. तो कुलचास को पॉपुलर करने के लिए as a branding exercise, we created a dish for them. हमने उनको प्रपोजल दिया, let's create a dish which is like this. इतना तीखा है, इतनी मिर्ची है कि कोई खा ही नहीं सकता उससे. कह रहे क्यों? मैंने कहा उसका नाम देंगे चिकन चौधरी, और क्योंकि वो नॉर्थ में है कुलचास, यूपी, एमपी, हरियाणा, पंजाब, सबसे पहले तू जानता नहीं मैं कौन हूं, तू जानता नहीं मेरा बाप कौन है, बड़ा चौधरी लग रहा है. तो हमने बना दिया एक ऐसा डिश चिकन चौधरी, मतलब इट वाज ग्रीन इन कलर ड्यू टू द नंबर ऑफ चिलीज इन इट, कि पांचवा बाइट कोई लेगा नहीं. लगा अगर असली चौधरी है तो ये खाकर ही खा, भाई बहुत ज्यादा चौधरी देखे, ये असली चौधरी है, ये है चिकन चौधरी. That chicken chaudhary name became so famous. वो तो pandemic वगैरह की वजह से they had to shut down the non-veg section. I hope they come up with, अगर वो होता तो I would have invited you all for a treat over there. So that created ripples. उसका brand name एकदम visibility बल्कि chicken chaudhary क्या चीज है. So the brand building consultant, I created a recipe. I wrote कि इसमें ये डालना है, इतना डालना है, and I tasted that chicken until and unless I started feeling मिर्ची. और मेरे को मिर्ची आसानी से नहीं लगती. क्यों? नंबर 1, मैं आंध्रा से हूं. ठीक है, where the saying goes, one night's Andhra dinner keeps the other end burning for a week. I'm sorry, but that's a saying. And second, my wife is from Assam, where the world's hottest chili is grown. It is called Bhoot Jolokia, and I have that. तो मेरी चिल्ली खाने की क्षमता बहुत है, तो मैंने कहा मुझे मिर्ची लगनी चाहिए. So that was the measure. तो हमने क्या, we work from the inside out. इसे क्या कहते हैं? Product innovation for brand building. Product innovation हम और क्या कर रहे हैं for brand building? Food is a classic example. Automobile, mobile phone, electronics, it's such a classic example. Next level की चीजें आती जा रही हैं. क्योंकि वो R&D नहीं होगा तो ब्रांड कैसे बढ़ेगा आगे? R&D is a very, very, very important part for brand building. So that you know what is coming, you have something to talk about, right? Okay, going ahead. So a brand's dimensions, these are the dimensions of a brand: psyche, experience, memory, senses, geography, location, situation, or practicality, culture, tradition, history, present, and the future. If these are a brand's dimensions, what is multidimensional brand building? Psyche leads to idea, experience leads to concept, memory leads to logic, process leads to structure, action, geography leads to channels, culture leads to expression, tradition leads to the self-esteem of a brand. वो जो IKEA का या पता नहीं किसका ad है, वो पिताजी घर पे आते हैं, he lives with the son, he's not comfortable, he says मैं जा रहा हूँ दूसरे भाई के घर, वो कह रहे दिवाली पे आओगे, वो जाता है और वो वापस आता है, the house is again, room is constructed as per the father's desires. It's such an emotional thing, my son has done something for me, because his father will never ask him anything to do. वो ऐसे ही रहेंगे कि ये देगा तो ठीक है, नहीं देगा तो मुझे नहीं चाहिए टाइप्स. You know, we have this thing in Indian tradition. वो जो एक ad आता था, I forget कौन सा, इंश्योरेंस का था, कि ट्रेन से उतर रहे और बच्चा गिर गया उतरते वक्त, तो उठाया नहीं ग्रैंडफादर ने, खुद खड़े हो जाओ, सेल्फ एस्टीम. तो गौरवान्वित महसूस करना. हिस्ट्री लीड्स टू बिलोंगिंग, हाउ मच यू बिलोंग टू दीज थिंग्स. जब ये गाने लिखते हैं, ये हंसी वादियां, ये खुला आसमां, या फिर हमारे एड्स में जिस तरह से हम लोग शादियों के जो एड बनते हैं उसमें कितनी बिलोंगिंग दिखाते हैं फैमिली की. व्हाई डू दे डू ऑल दिस? यू नो, present is what is the want at the current moment, where all of this can be put into a want of the customer कि वो चाह क्या रहा है और हम उसे समझे. Future leads to what kind of thought can we leave them with कि आगे क्या होने वाला है, या how would they react to it. That is what is multidimensional brand building. So brand it to grand it. It's actually a 50-60 slide presentation. I try to reduce it to 25 odd slides कि मैं given the time constraints में बता सकूं. I hope I have been helpful. Always brand it. Never go for advertising. Advertising never works. Brand building works. Thank you so much, sir.
I will like to request Mr. Baljit to please for vote of thanks for our guest speaker, please.
Thank you, Mr. Sudarshan Chetlur, a multi-talented, multi-dimensional coach, teaching dimensional brand building amongst other consultancy. I want to bring his quote, which has impressed me a lot. I think whatever he said is in this particular quote: achieving the action, validating the reasons, driven with thought. This, I think, is probably the whole philosophy of the brand building, which I am really impressed because it is in these 3 sentences that we will be able to understand. Thank you for passing your energy to all of us members of AOE. I am sure that your enthusiasm has passed on to our members and it will be useful to all of us. Thank you very much for your being here.
Next one, we had a small 5-minute wisdom session, and
Yeah.
our past chairman and founder member of AOE, Mr. Naveen Sardana, will be taking this session.
Sure.
Naveen ji, please.
You know, after such an inspiring and passionate speech by Sudarshan ji, I really feel, because the topic that Shishir gave me was some wisdom and learning of life experiences. So I, of course, said yes. And then I thought about what should I talk about? And then basically one can, learnings only come out of mistakes. And so after all the positivity that you heard, there's going to be a bit of negativity in what I'm saying. And those are the mistakes that I have made in my life, which I would like to sort of talk about so that, people don't make the same mistakes. And I believe Rajiv Kohli gave a wonderful presentation last time about leadership. I wasn't there on that to hear him, but I'm going to talk about relationships. That's basically what I'm going to talk about. And having done business for 30, 40 years, let me first explain to you the kind of business, the one business I'm talking about is agency, which I have with my principals in Punjab. Now, this was divided into 2 distinct categories. One was we were booking agents for the dealer market. That was exclusively our domain. But the corporate sector was pretty much open that, they could sell directly and we could sell. Whoever sells first continues to get the commission on the sales. Otherwise, if the companies are going direct to the principals, they can supply directly. So, as far as the corporate sector was concerned, it was a question of, sort of trying to market their products to the best of ability. Dealer segment was always exclusive. Even if a dealer inquiry came to them, they would pass it on to me to manage. Now, let me give you some examples which, some of the mistakes which I made. About 25 years ago, one of our products is liquid glucose, which is used in the confectionery industry. 25 years ago, Wrigley's entered India in collaboration with Dabur. They came under, I don't know, it was called, if I remember right, General Day Confectionery or something like that. That was the name of the company. And I worked hard. I met Wrigley's, the guys, and we gave them the samples and we got the product approved. And the first, I would say, about 10 tankers of liquid glucose was supplied to Wrigley's by my principals to me, and I was getting the commission on that. Then what happened was that they found our pricing too expensive. They said, you got to cut down on price. And I spoke to my principals and they said, no, we will not reduce the price. It's not working out for us, the costing. So I regretted to Wrigley's and unfortunately, they had to obviously source from elsewhere, which they were getting cheaper. And my mistake was that, I did go to them after a month or two or after another 2-3 months and said, let's start up. The pricing was never, the pricing wasn't working out for them. So slowly what happened was I stopped following up. Is there something wrong with I can't see anybody.
Naveen, there is electricity issue, so it's dark here.
Okay, right. But you can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so I, after 2-3 months of aggressive follow-up. I said, yeah, kuch nahi hone wala. And I just sort of eased up and stopped following up with Wrigley's. And 6 or 8 months later, or maybe a year later, I would say, I got to know that they were buying directly from my principals. And I went there to them and I asked them, I said, what happened? He said, well, when they came back to us and the pricing was what we offered them, they were happy with it and we started supplies. Now, what I'm trying to, the point I'm coming to, the fault was mine. During this entire period of 1 year, I should have at least said a hi, hello to them and kept in touch with them so that when the requirement came up, they would keep getting in touch with me. I let that slip through that period. And I mean, Wrigley's actually, as a corporate, slipped out of my hands. That is one. I'll give you more examples. There was Nestle. We were supplying maize starch. I started supplying maize starch to Nestle, booking orders from Nestle. And maize starch, and then there's something called tapioca starch, which is made in South India. At one point of time, since maize starch is a commodity, the pricing shot up and they switched over to tapioca starch. And they said, we can't buy at these prices, so we'll buy tapioca starch. So again, they started buying tapioca, and I wasn't involved in tapioca starch, but as usual, 2-3 times over a period of 4 or 5 months, I did visit them. And they said, no, we have now standardized on tapioca starch. So I said, okay, that's the end of it. Nestle is a write-off. But 2 years later, I found out that I was not keeping a tab on the price of tapioca starch. I didn't know when tapioca starch had gone down. So I was not in touch with the purchase manager, you see, because I said, okay, now we are out of it. And 2 years later, I found they were buying maize starch directly from my principals. Again, my mistake, not keeping in touch, just letting that business fall through. Again, I'll give you more examples. Albert David is a company, maybe Vikas has heard that name because they're in the pharmaceutical industry. Sorry? Sorry? No, they were here I was dealing with Asif Ali Road. They had an office at that time, many years back, maybe about 20 years back. And the problem was not the pricing there. The problem was that they had, after all, when we work business, it's our responsibility to get the payments out. And they were making me miserable as far as payments. The understanding was 1 month and huge amounts of money was stuck for 3, 4, 5 months. So finally, I mean, once I got all my money out, I decided to call it a day. And little did I know that some years later, I found they were again buying from my principal directly. And little did I realize, I mean, it's about 6 or 8 months later, that he had joined a company who buys twice as much as maize starch as what he was buying here, in the existing setup. So basic learning is that all the common thing, the common factor in these experiences is keep your relationships, irrespective of business or no business. You must keep, I think I must have lost, I must have crores over the last 20 years in commissions because I just let these companies slip through my hands. You must keep relationships. That's very important. So I just end by saying that, relationships are very important, and irrespective of business or no business, don't lose the contact and keep it there, so that it'll going to come in handy sometime or the other in future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Naveen, for sharing such a wonderful message. And with this, I would request treasurer report.
Thank you. Good evening. The AOE membership cost rupees 12,000 per annum. The invoices for current financial year has been generated and emailed to everyone. I request all members who receive information on the membership dues and to please clear them at the earliest. I thank Abhineet Seth and Raj Muteja for their payments. AOE membership payments can now be made through debit, credit cards, and wallets also. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Vikas. Thank you to all those who are present. Thank you to our guest speaker.